Hello, welcome to today's class. Of course, this is Sigma Tech Consult Limited. We will be looking at a topic in mathematics today, change of subject formula, okay? And here are our learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to define what a formula is, all right? So you will know what it is. You will define what a subject is. We will simplify formula by substitution, and you will change subject of a formula, okay? So change of subject of formula. So let's start by what a formula is, all right? Okay, I say here that a formula is a general equation involving two or more unknowns. Remember, by equation, I mean any mathematical expression that has equal sign. That is the sign of equal to, okay? That has equal sign. So a formula is a general equation involving two or more unknowns. Any expression in mathematics where you have an equal sign, then you have like two unknowns in that particular expression. That is a formula. Okay. All right. So the subject of a formula is the variable or the unknown that is being worked out. That is that we are asked to find also. I said here also that it can be recognized as the letter or the symbol on its own side, on one side of the equal sign. Okay? Okay, now let me do a demonstration of what that is. First of all, we said a formula is a general equation involving two or more unknowns. For example, look at the board. If I have A is equals to 50. Look at this now. A formula is a general equation involving two or more unknown. A is an, let's say, is an unknown. It represents something because this A represents 50. That's what it is. So, because this is a mathematical expression, there's an equal to here, but it does not satisfy calling this thing a formula. Do you know why? Because it does not have at least two unknown. For it to be a formula, there must be two unknowns. So if this was to be A is equals to 50, let's say X, this is a formula. Do you understand? So a formula must have like two unknowns, okay? All right, then we say the subject of a formula is the variable that is being worked out. The other part of it that you will understand, I say it can be recognized as the letter on its own on one side of the equal sign. This is the equal sign. Now look at this symbol too. Let's also know what a subject is here. This is an equal sign. We say that the subject is the letter that is on its own on one part of the equal sign. This for me is the right hand side. This is the left hand side. If I stay this way, this is the right hand side. This is the left hand side. So let's say I'm here. A is at the right hand side of the equation. This 50x is at the other side of the equation. So any symbol, any letter that is on a particular side of the equation alone, that is the subject of that formula. All right? Okay. So let's look at how we can simplify a formula by substitution. Now, this formula we have here, for example, okay, this formula says A is equal to 50x. It means that this x is an unknown. A is also unknown here. We don't know what A is. A is not 50x. There is a real value of A that we don't know. So we can only find the real value of that A by substituting the value of x. So it means that we must also know the value of x. Now, let's assume that we are saying that let the value of this x be equals to, let's say, 2. Okay? So that means A will now be equals to 50 in algebra. if we have 50x, in expanded form, it means 50 times x. Hope you get that. Okay, so what that means, I think we have learned something like this here in this channel. Okay, so what it means is that 50 is multiplied by x. So now we say a is equal to 50 times, what is the value of x? That is what substitution is. It means we should put the value of these two into x to be what? 2. So this will now be 100. So the real value of a is 100. So we can simplify a formula. This formula now has been simplified to give us the real value of what that subject is. Do you understand that now? So that's what I want us to look at here. Here we have a question. Here, let's look at that. Okay, now given x is equal to y minus cm. So let's say the formula given, this is the formula, x is equal to y minus cm. That is the formula given. Now they say we should find the value of x. Find x, okay, if y is equal to 10, c is equal to 2, and m is equal to 4. So we can simplify this formula by substituting the values of these quantities or these variables or this unknown into the formula. So that means x will now be solution of this, okay? X will be equal to y minus cm. Always write it at first before substituting. So x, they say we should find the value of x. Where you have y, what is our y? Our y is 10 minus, what is our c? Our c is what? 2. 2. What is our m? Remember, cm means times m. Okay? So this means our m is 4. Alright? Okay. So this will now be 10 minus 2 times plus 4. There is plus 4 here. So minus 2 times plus 4 is minus 8. So this is 8. So x will be equal to 10 minus 8 is 2. So we have simplified this formula to give us the actual value of the subject, which is x. So the subject is 2. Okay? All right. So changing a subject formula. Now, we look at some of the things we have here. To change a subject formula, like we said, the subject is a number on its own. Now, we can make any unknown inside of the formula, any particular one to be subject. It is not compulsory that it is only y that will be subject. It's just like in Nigeria, okay? I think like some few months ago, the president of this country, which is like likened to this X, the president, the subject was President Buhari. Okay, after some time we had an election and we voted in, okay, another president. Of course, President Tinubu is now the subject. So this X now, which is Buhari, will live here. Tinubu, which is the current president, will come here. So changing a subject formula, so we'll look at it as election process, okay? So we'll be doing some process of election so that we will not always have a subject there. We can change it. If the subject is not what we want, we can remove it there and put another person, okay? So let's have some of the things we have here. We have number 1. Let's change the following subject, number 1. In the formula, what's the formula? S is equal to 2QR, open bracket, R plus H, close the bracket. They say make H the subject. Now, this is the expression we are giving. S is equal to 2QR R plus H. Now, the subject here is S. So they want H to become the subject now. Okay? So what do? Simple. There are some mathematical principles or manipulations that you can just put in and you get this thing out of this place. All right? Now, if we have this here and this here, okay, what that could simply mean is that if we have S to be equals to, if we open this bracket, for example, if we open the bracket, this will mean 2Q R squared. Multiplying, remember when we did expansion of algebraic expression, this is like an algebraic expression. So if you have not seen that video in this channel, just check it out. You will understand what we did there. So this will distribute to everything here. So 2QR times R will give us 2QR squared. You see that? Plus 2QR times H will give us 2QRH. Do you get that now? Okay. So what that simply means is that, remember, we want this H to be in one side of the equation. We want that H to be in one side of the equation. So we can rewrite this as this. You know, I have been telling you when you have a marker like this like this thing, you can change it like this, it means the same thing. So this is the same thing as writing 2QR squared plus, we are bringing this side, or this here, this side, plus 2QRH is equal to S. This is the same thing, okay? Now, if this is this, we want this thing to be alone on one side of the equation. So let's take the whole of 2QR squared, the whole of this to come to this side. Okay, so we are taking it to the other side. So this will now be 2QRH is equal to S minus, because there is a positive sign that is invisible there, so minus 2QR squared. Do you get that now? All right. So the next thing we can do is, remember, this H has what is distributing or what is multiplying it here. So we can decide to divide both sides by 2QR. If we divide both sides by 2QR, this thing will go off and H will be alone here. So we say divide both sides by 2QR. Whatever you can do that is mathematically correct, that will make you have that thing or that unknown you are looking for to be subject to stand alone, do it. Okay? All right. So here, if we have 2QRH over 2QR is equal to S minus 2QR squared divided by 2QR. Okay, 2QR. Okay? So 2 remove 2, Q remove Q, R remove R, H is now alone to be equal to, you see that now, S minus 2QR squared divided by 2QR. So this is our subject of, okay, so we have made H the subject of this formula now. Someone may say, okay, let's divide this by the, no, because of this S minus 2QR squared is an expression on its own. If there was no X minus, if there was no X here, no S here, and we just have this, then we would have used this to divide this. But because of this, we'll just leave it at that point. So that we have made H the subject of this formula. Remember, we can't find H in this other side of the equation. So we have made that the subject of the formula. Let's look at the next one. Okay? The next one says make M the subject of the formula if F, number 2, they say we should make if F is equal to MV minus MU all over T. They say make M subject Okay? So our solution is this way. We have F is equal to mv, always write your question out, mvu all over t. Understand that now? So what do we do here? You know, this is over 1. Now, we are looking for means of making m to stand alone. But in this formula, we have m here, we have m here. There is a trouble. Very big trouble. Now, but it is very simple. The first thing we do, let's remove this t out so that we have only expressions with m in this side, okay? So, to remove this t out of this place, we can cross multiply. Like I said, any mathematical expression that you will maneuver to make sure that you have what you want to make subject to be on its own, do it, okay? Step by step. So, cross multiply. Multiply. So, this means this come here, this go here, okay? So it means this could come to this place, f can go to this. So I want to do this whole thing, mv minus mu times 1, this one which is the denominator of this side, okay? Remember, for us to apply cross multiplication, it must be when we have two fractions, a fraction in this side of the equation and a fraction. This is a fraction. This is the numerator of this fraction. This is the denominator of this fraction. Here, this is the numerator, this is the denominator. So that is the only rule where you can put cross multiplication. Here we have a fraction at this part of the equation, just one fraction, then another fraction here, then you can cross multiply. Okay? So mv minus mu is an entity. So they are multiplying 1. Anything multiply 1 is that thing. So we have mv minus mu. Okay? So is equal to f times t. F is going this way now, so that f will now go to this side. Will now give us ft. Are you with me? All right. What can we now do to make m to stand alone? What can we do to make m stand alone? Now look at this expression. We have m here. We have m also here. It means this expression and this expression, they have common factor. Remember, we did factorization of algebraic expressions. Go back again to these channels. We have, I think, one topic we did on that. You can go back there and get yourself refreshed there. So since this expression has things that are common, m is here, so we can factorize that. Why? So we bring one of the m out. This is the shortest course you can do. I don't want to go into dividing and all that. Okay? So since this is common here, bring one m out and open a bracket again. This m, since we have brought it out, all this m will leave here to be represented here. Okay? So this will not be v and this will not be u. Do you understand me? What I did here. Also, we have done expansion of algebraic expression in this channel. Also, you can go back and reverse. If you expound this, if you remove the bracket, it will give you back what we have here. M times v is mv. M times minus u is minus mu. You see that now? So we are correct here. So this will be equal to ft. All right? So what else do we do to now make m to be on its own? Remember, m here is a quantity on its own now. This v minus u in bracket, they are quantity on their own. Do you understand? So we can divide both sides just to make m to be alone. We want to see how to remove bracket v minus u out of this part of the equation so that m will be alone. So what that will mean is divide both what? Sides by open bracket v minus u. You understand? That's why I put open bracket v minus u. They are one quantity. Okay? So that means m into v minus u all over open bracket v minus u. Because we said we should divide both sides by v minus u. Look at it here. All right? Will be now equals to ft is all over v minus u. You get that? So this will remove this to be 1. 1 times m is m. So m is equal to ft all over V minus U. This is our subject. Now, in mathematics, when you get a subject formula, you always put it in box, okay? It makes your work beautiful, especially when you're doing a theory work, okay? It makes your work beautiful. So this is our subject of formula for this. Now, remember, F was the initial subject of formula. From here, you can make F subject of formula. You can do me the favor, maybe as an assignment, make F now the subject of formula. Give me a picture of how you got the answer to have F as subject of formula and post it, upload the picture in the comments section if you can do that, okay? All right, so let's see one or two examples from the Examguide app. One or two examples from the Examguide app. Let's look at this. Okay. So this says make H the subject of the formula. I think we have done this. Make H. A is equal to 2QR. That is now 2 pi R, H plus R. H plus R. So we have done something like that. This is like what we did here. Let's not go back to it. Okay. It's just that they put for S, they put A there. Then for Q, they put pi. All right. Which is the same thing. Okay. It's the same principle that we use there. All right. So let's see the next one. Okay, given that V is equal to, okay, let's do this. I think this has a square root. Given that V, 3, given that V is equal to 4 over 3 pi R cube. Pi R cube. So they said make R the subject of the formula. So make R the what? Subject of formula. Subject of formula. SOF. Subject of formula. So this means put your expression 4 over 3 pi R cube. All right. So remember, what we are concerned about is to make R stand alone. R is with pi and it's also with this 4 over 3. So we want it to stand alone. So what can we do to make R stand alone? Remember, this expression means V is equal to 4 times pi is 4 pi. 4 pi times R is 4 pi R squared. So this is 4 pi R cube rather divided by 3. So with this now it is easier for us to understand what is happening here. Okay? This has over 1, this has over 1. So this is times 3. They give us 3 here. Okay? All right. So that is what this expression means. Always put it this way, knowing that pi and R squared, they are all numerators. So put it in numerator part. Okay? All right, so what can we do? We want this to be alone. Let's cross multiply. Remember, I say cross multiplication comes in when you have two fractions, like a fraction in one side of the equation and fraction in the other side of the equation, okay? This is a fraction because there is an over 1 that we can't see there, all right? So this is a fraction. V over 1 is a fraction, all right? So cross multiply. So I want to, because I want my subject to be always in this side. Your subject can also be this side, okay? But I just want my work to be unique. I just want it to be this way. It does not mean that if you keep your subject here, like say in this part now, we have it as FT to be equals FT V minus U is equal to M. This is also correct, but I don't want to. I like my subject to always be this way. All right. That is why here I would want my 4 pi R cube to multiply this way. It should multiply this way for me. Why this one should go and multiply this side? Okay. All right. So this anything multiplied by 1 is that thing. All right. So this is 4 pi R cube is equal to V times 3 is 3V. V. What can we do next now? What we can do next here, remember, our aim is to make sure that everything around R is taken out so that R will be alone. All right? So let's divide both sides by 4 pi so that R will be alone there now. So divide both sides by 4 pi. So that means 4 pi R cube over 4 pi, okay, is equal to 3V divided by 4 pi. Are you with me there now? So this will mean this pi, we remove this pi. That is 4 pi divided by 4 pi is 1. 1 times R cube is R cube. 1 times anything is that thing. So let's write here. So 4 pi divided by 4 pi is 1 times R is R. So this is R cube is equal to 3V divided by 4 pi. Are you with me? So now, if you check your answer, I think we have 3V over 4 pi. They will put it like this for you so that you mistakenly go and pick that as an answer. No. If you choose 3V over 4 pi as answer, you have failed because they did not ask you to make R cube subject. They asked you to make R subject. So you must express R as a quantity on its own, not carrying anything at all. So this is cube and this is what? Okay. So now remember, I think it was in this class that we had to we had square root. And I said that for you to remove a square from a number, square root that number, that square will go out. The same thing for cube root. For you to remove a cube from an unknown or a number or whatsoever, cube root that particular expression. So we are going to say what? Cube root what? Cube root both what? Sides of the equation. All right? So this will mean R cube divide cube root, that is cube root, okay, is equal to 3V over 4 pi cube root. You get that? So this cube we remove the cube root so that R becomes the cube root of 3V over 4 pi. This is our subject of formula. So our correct option is option D. Cube root of 3V all over 4 pi. All right. So I think we have 2 more things to just do here and we are done for the day. Look at this. They say if V is equal to 2 pi R square H, they say we should make R the subject of the formula. All right? Okay, so the first thing, put your question down. V is equal to pi R square H. Okay? Now, in algebra, when we studied that, we said this thing means in expansion. It means, so V is equal to pi times R square times H. That is what this thing means, okay? And in multiplication, you can decide to either put H here, put anywhere. For example, if we have 2, let's say this is 2 times 3 times 4. Okay? You know, 2 times 3 times 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Okay? We can also say that, okay, let 2 be here, let 4 be here, and let 3 be here. It will also give you 24. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. That is one beautiful thing about multiplication. We can say, okay, let this 3 be here, and let 4 be here, and let these two even go this way. It will also give us what? 24. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. So in multiplication, you can decide to arrange your items in any particular form you want. So that means that for me, this is how I want to arrange my own. This is pi times h times r squared. This is what I want to do. Okay? So this will mean equals to pi h r squared. Now this thing is still the same thing with this. I could have just done it, but I just wanted you to understand why I did it in multiplication. All right, so now here, remember, this thing can be written as pi h r squared is equal to v. Okay? Now, we want to make r stand alone. So divide both what? Sides by pi h. Do you get that now? So that will mean pi h r squared over pi h is equal to v over pi h. Is that okay? So this cancel this. We have r squared is equal to v over pi h. Okay? Now, what do? We square root both sides. Because we have, just like what we did in cube root, we have r squared. And we are not asked to make r squared the subject of the formula. So we must remove the square from the r. So we have r squared, let me rewrite that, is equals to v all over pi h. Okay, so we do what? Square root both what? Both sides. So when we square root both sides, okay, that will mean r square square root is equal to v all over pi h square root. Okay? So just like we did in cube root. So this we have r is equal to v all over pi h. So this is our subject formula. So you can now pick up what you have there and solve on your own. So this is an assignment for you. Make h the subject of the formula if v is equals to pi r square h. So make h in this particular one, v is equal to pi r square h. Make h the subject of the formula. Post your answer in the comment section of this video. Thank you very much. Until I come your way again. I think our answer here is v all over that is option D is the correct one. Okay, so see you again next time in this same class. Thank you.